Hello, everyone. Welcome to Quick Preach, your online channel for short messages about God. Today, we're going to continue our series titled PERAsonality Development Series. Now, as we've said in the previous preaching, this topic is all about pera, or the Filipino word for money. So we started with our first sub-series, the 4 basic money-related characters, wherein now we are in episode 2, Receiving Freely. And again, I would like to acknowledge my references for this preaching. It's the New International Version of the Bible and the It's Not About the Money preaching series by Victory Church Philippines. Let's begin. So during the previous preaching, we learned that it's not about the money, but instead it's the heart of the person holding the money. In the previous preaching, we asked, what does a person's heart say when asked who its master is, or who it loves, or who it serves? Is it God or is it money? A person can only choose one based on our previous preaching. In this preaching, we will learn that this time it's still not about the money, but the source, where the money is coming from. So our key verse for this preaching is Matthew 7:7-11. And the verse, or the group of verses says, 7, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. Verse 8, for everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened. Verse 9, which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Verse 10, or if he asks for fish, will give him a snake? Verse 11, if you, then though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So in this set of verses, God promises that whatever we need, he will provide out of his goodness. If we ask for blessings, if we seek for answers to our questions, if we knock for opportunities, and this time, even if we request for, yes, you've guessed it, even financial assistance. But why? Why will God go to such extent to provide us our needs, our financial needs? Main point number 1, God is faithful. In another verse, we are again assured that we will have what we ask for. Let's look at this verse. 1 John 5:15 says, and if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have what we asked of him. So in this verse, the key phrase is that we have to ask. When we ask sincerely, the Lord hears our prayers. But will he really deliver even if these requests are fueled by wrong intentions? That's a very good question. And let's see. 1 John 5:14, the verse that is before the previous verse, the verse prior to 15 states, 1 John 5:14, 14, this is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. So the premise is that our requests should be according to God's will. Otherwise, these finances we are asking for will not be granted. He hears the words coming from our mouths. However, he surely hears louder the intentions that are spilling out of our hearts. So God is faithful if we ask him, but it is important that we align our will with God's will. So the Lord will provide our financial needs as long as it serves its purpose, or it gives glory to the Lord. So the main gist of this first point is that if we don't read the Bible, we will never know God's will, because God's will is um, written all over throughout the scriptures. The second is that if we don't know God's will, we will not receive what we asked for. So, whether it be the blessings or the answers or the opportunities and our very own topic, money, financial assistance. The second reason why God will not fail in being our source of financial assistance is that, main point number two, God is generous. Psalms 24, verse 1 says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it." So it must be less worrying for an individual to grow in a wealthy family, right? So if you're rich, you will not have trouble um, looking after your needs. But isn't it more assuring for a person to live under a wealthy God? Imagine to have a divine being, our very own God, to provide our own needs. So, someone who owns everything that your eyes can see. That's how rich our God is. But what does the Lord ask from us then? Psalms 37, verse 4 says, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give the desires of your heart." Wow, it is very simple that God requires from us. What He needs is that we find happiness in the presence of the Lord. He needs to be given the glory He deserves. We just simply have to take delight in God. And we will find that our God, our very own God, is selfless to grant the deepest desires of our hearts. Whoa, that was a very fast preaching. So, this preaching is very brief and it's very direct. It is simply telling us that rather than trusting the presence of money in our lives, we are to trust the presence of the source of the money, God. For God is both faithful, so we know that He will provide if our intentions are according to His will, and He's generous because He owns everything in the world. So, although this is not a good analogy, but still allow me to use this as an example. A robber who trusts money will settle in robbing a simple ATM or an ATM. But a robber who trusts the source of money will prefer robbing the central bank. So remember, money can be limiting, but our God is unending. So rather than trusting the item or the money itself, we should trust the one where the money comes from, which is or who is God. So thank you very much for finishing this very, very short preaching. If you enjoyed this message, click the like button and share to others. If you have any comments or suggestions or would like me and my colleagues to pray for you, you may use the comment section or email us at quickpreach@gmail.com. If you wish to watch more short messages such as this, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications to be reminded if a new video has been uploaded. You can also browse for videos of series that have been previously uploaded in this channel. So we are looking forward to sharing more with you. And thank you very much and God bless.